Hi everyone, and happy Model Monday. Today's our very first day of Spirit Week, and I can't wait to see all the ways that you are dressing up this week. Now, for Model Monday, I'm wearing one of my favorite springtime dresses. It has flowers all over it, and it makes me really wish that I could be outside right now. I'm also wearing a necklace that says Lead with Your Heart, because that's what I try to do every time that we're in the classroom together. Now, for today, we're going to read a new text, Antarctica, and it's the last text that we're going to be reading about for our continents. Now, today's lesson, you will be able to describe what illustrations add to words. Now, before we begin our lesson, I want you to know that you should watch the whole video, because at the end, I'm going to be shouting out some Kipsters who've been working so hard and watching my text study videos. Now, illustrations are pictures and drawings that are in a text. Now, you can also find illustrations on the cover of the text and sometimes on the back, but this one doesn't have it. Now, Antarctica by Rebecca Hirsch. I see, mountains, and these mountains are covered with something very special. What are they covered with? Yeah, they're covered with snow, and I see big chunks of ice in the water. Now, the very first thing that I do when I'm describing what the illustrations add to a text, I listen closely to the words. So listen closely as we read. Then I'm going to study the pictures. And last, I'm going to think, what details do the illustrations add to the text? Now, even before reading, I know, or I can see that Antarctica is very cold and very icy. I see people who are wearing big coats and tons of ice on the ground or in the water and in the mountains. Let's start reading. Welcome to Antarctica. Antarctica is an icy continent. It has no countries. The largest pieces of land on Earth are continents. There are 7 continents. Antarctica is the yellow continent on this map. Now, before I continue reading, I know that this map adds some details to the text. I see all the continents in the world, and it lets me know where Antarctica is on the map. So I know that if I'm looking at a globe straight up, I can find Antarctica below South America, Africa, and Australia. I can also see that it's pretty big. People of Antarctica. Few people live in Antarctica. Most are scientists who come to study the continent. Now, I'm going to think, what does this illustration add to the words? Sometimes illustrations have captions, just like there is one right here. This one says, planes bring food and supplies to Antarctica. Yeah, I see 2 men who are carrying bags of supplies. Visitors also come to watch seals and other amazing animals. Crab-eater seals rest on the ice. Adventurers ski in Antarctica. Some ski to the South Pole. It is one of the coldest places on Earth. What do you notice in this photograph? Yeah, I see someone who's skiing. They're also carrying something that looks pretty heavy on some sleds. Our caption says, Felicity Ashton skied across Antarctica in 59 days. Amazing animals. Antarctica is famous for its penguins. Rockhoppers live by the rocky shore. A rockhopper penguin can hop from rock to rock. Killer whales swim in the icy water. They hunt for fish to eat. A killer whale can swim very fast. Ice, wind, and snow. Antarctica has fierce winds that blow the snow. People must wear bright coats to see each other. What do you notice in this illustration? Yeah, I see some people that look like they might be fishing. They're also wearing bright coats, just like we heard in our text. Two scientists work in the Transantarctic Mountains. Antarctica has tall mountains. Most are covered by ice and snow. So here's the mountains of Antarctica Peninsula. Antarctica has thick sheets of ice. Giant ice chunks can break off into the ocean. These chunks are called icebergs. What do you think this is right here? We listen closely to the text, and then we study the illustrations to describe what details add to the text. Yeah, this is an iceberg. This is a iceberg. Learning from Antarctica. Scientists come to Antarctica from many countries. They study the ice to learn about the climate changes. Here it says scientists measure floating sea ice. Scientists study the animals and the weather too. There is so much to learn from Antarctica. Countries will always work together to protect this icy continent. Here, scientists study a group of emperor penguins. Now, here are some facts. Modern marvels. Scientists in Antarctica work at the Princess Elizabeth Station. The stainless steel walls have many layers to keep heat in and keep the cold wind out. Windmills on tall poles catch the wind to make electricity for the station. So here's the Princess Elizabeth Station in Antarctica. This illustration right here shows us exactly what it looks like because it's a real photograph. Now, we look closely at illustrations in Antarctica, and we thought about what the illustrations add to the text. Now, when you're at home, you can pick up your very own book and look closely at the pictures. What kind of information do the pictures tell you that aren't in the words? And how do the pictures add to the words? Now, I know at the beginning of this video, I promised you that I would give some shout outs. I have a shout out. Shout out. Now, I have a shout out for two Kipsters in North Park, and their names are Aiden and Olivia. Now, I have another shout out for Jace and Bradley. I've seen that these Kipsters have been working so hard and following along to my tech study lessons. Again, I'm shouting out Aiden and Olivia in North Park and Jace and Bradley. For everyone else, keep up the great work and text photos to your teachers so I can shout you out.